I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team, where we're doing an extended coverage here, looking ahead at what's going to be happening really within the next 5 hours. We're going to watch that moisture, that snow that's going to be pushing into West Georgia and approaching the metro Atlanta area early in the morning. This is a weather impact alert for Friday and also on Saturday. The reason this is issued is because we've got the system coming in on Friday that is going to give us some snow to start. Then it's going to change over into a mix of sleet and some freezing rain into the afternoon hours, some of that lingering into the evening. So what you need to do here is stay off the roads tomorrow, because we are going to see some slick spots. It is going to be some dangerous travel during the day. The DOT has been out brining a lot of the roads, but they can't hit all of the roads. So you've got to be extra careful out there. And it would just be best to stay off the roads tomorrow until we can get this system through here. There is a winter storm warning in effect for North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, and counties just to the south of us. That's the area that you see here in the pinkish color, or fuchsia, whatever you want to call that there. Know that the National Weather Service updated this warning. Earlier it was supposed to be from 7 in the morning until 7 on Saturday. They've now moved it up a couple of hours, where this warning will be in effect at 5 a.m. and will be in effect until 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. South of that, you can see the blue colors, or blue or purple colors there, that go down toward Upson County, Pike Lamar County, over toward Meriwether County, and also Troup County, and down toward Macon. That's where we have a winter weather advisory. Still some winter weather there, just not as much as what we're expecting in our area. We've got a few clouds that are beginning to move in now. No precip with that yet, but this is the system that we are watching that's moving in. You can see that rain from Texas into northern Louisiana, into parts of Mississippi, central Mississippi seeing the rain, but then northern Mississippi snow. Arkansas has snow, northern Texas has snow, and up into Oklahoma, they have snow there as well. I want to zoom in just a little bit tighter to this, though, so you can get a closer look at that leading edge that is just now really to the west of Birmingham. Northwest Alabama seeing some of that snow moving in. There's a good snow burst right there between Birmingham and Tupelo, right along Interstate 22. Columbus, Mississippi, mainly rain, but that's close to where that kind of dividing line is between the rain, the mix, and that snow there. All of that is going to be pushing here toward us. We're going to be seeing all of this move our way. And again, that leading edge pushing into West Georgia, most likely 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, then into Metro Atlanta, 5 to 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll be seeing most of that snow that's going to be coming down. Here's a look at temperatures. We are still here at 11:35 right now, 1 degree above freezing at 33. We have temperatures on the south side that are above freezing, around 33, 34 degrees. We do have below freezing temperatures in Carrollton at 31, 31 in Duluth, freezing in Marietta, in Athens, and then below freezing, Rome, Canton, Gainesville, Dalton, Blairsville, Clayton, even some of those temperatures there in the 20s. So we are holding on to these snow totals that we updated around 4 o'clock this afternoon, showing lower snow amounts, but some higher ice amounts, as we're going to see more of that mixing coming in here. So in North Georgia, we're saying 1 to 3 inches of snow there, and maybe 2/10 of an inch of ice possible in North Georgia. I really think it's going to be more of a snow deal in North Georgia than ice, but there will be some ice mixing in. Once you get down toward the Metro Atlanta corridor right here, moving over toward Athens, that's where we're going to see maybe a 1/2 inch of snow, possibly some areas seeing 2 inches of snow there, but the ice is going to become a little bit more of an issue, especially late morning into the afternoon hours, where we could see maybe over a quarter, over a 1/4 of an inch of ice, maybe up to 1/3 of an inch of ice. There may even be some spots north and east of the city that could get close to a 1/2 inch of ice. That would cause some major problems for trees and power lines and power outages. Now, south of the city, less than an inch of snow there, but up to a 2/10 of an inch of ice. Again, all of this, whether it's snow or whether it's sleet or whether it's freezing rain, we have to watch more than just the temperatures at the surface. We have to watch those temperatures aloft as well, and that helps to determine the precip type that we're going to be dealing with. Here's a look at the ice potential. This is just one model. showing that ice potential a little bit greater there north and east of the city, where those temperatures may be just a little bit cooler, that shallow layer of cooler air at the surface. And that's where we might see more of those third of an inch, bigger or greater than a quarter of an inch of ice accumulation there. So here's a look at when we talk about a tenth of an inch or a quarter of an inch or even a half inch of ice, the impacts that go along with that. So if you have a tenth of an inch of ice, you have a light glaze on the roads and sidewalks. You can see some slick bridges, coated windshields, and some isolated power outages possible. So yes, it's a glazing of ice that does cause some problems, but it starts to multiply once you get up to a half inch of ice on any structures, on any tree limbs, or on any power lines, or on any roads. It makes it really slick as well. But tree limbs begin to sag and break, and they could fall on power lines, causing some issues there. And that would really multiply the number of power outages that we could see. A half inch of ice would be much more dangerous travel on the roads. We would have more widespread tree damage, and long-term power outages are possible when you have that much of the ice that could be coating some of those trees and also the power lines. So here's the timeline of what we're watching. There's that leading edge of the snow that's going to be coming in. This is Friday morning at 5 o'clock. So you see West Georgia seeing a better coverage of that snow coming in, some of that coming into the North Metro area, some of that on the south side. Again, the leading part of that will be snow. Once we get to 8 o'clock, Atlanta northward, seeing more of the snow around. The mix, though, just to the south of us, like in areas of Carroll County, down toward Heard County, Coweta County, Fayette County, down toward LaGrange and Thomaston, seeing some mixing there. Meaning, yeah, there'll be some snow, but it's also going to be kind of a wet snow that mixes in with some of that sleet and maybe even some of the freezing rain, too. Going into around lunchtime, notice how the pink color, which is the mix, starts to move up toward the north a little bit, covering more of the Atlanta area. Still snow, though, up in parts of North Georgia, but the mixing here, and then more of the rain down to the south. And then by 4 o'clock, some of that rain mixing in too. But if we have those temperatures at 4 o'clock that are around freezing or below freezing, then we can see some of the freezing rain that would be developing there. If we get up to 35, that would be more of just a rain issue here. So the temperature profiles at the surface are critical, as well as in the upper levels too. But I do think we'll see some of that mixing at 4 o'clock, even up into parts of North Georgia. Then temperatures start coming down again during the evening hours, but the precip part of this starts really wrapping up, and we'll see any snow, any freezing rain, or any sleet ending, kind of tapering off during the evening hours on Friday. And once we get into Saturday morning, we're not going to see any more either snow, rain, or freezing rain coming down out of the sky, but whatever is left on the ground on Saturday morning is still going to be slick. So there will be some travel issues for part of the day here on Saturday. Once we get to the afternoon hours on Saturday, temperatures do go back up above freezing for a bit. Now we're talking 37 degrees. It's not like going to get up to 45 or 50 or anything. It's just going to be a few degrees above freezing. So we should start to see some improvements in some spots, and the sun coming out will help to make some of that snow and or ice start disappearing a little bit. But then whatever doesn't go away on Saturday could still be an issue on Sunday morning, because we're going to be in the 20s here on Sunday morning with slick spots that'll still be around, improving hopefully later in the day too. Here's the timeline of what we're watching early on Friday. In the morning hours, that's where we're going to have the steady snow coming in. The initial leading edge of that precip will be in the form of snow. And any of that starts to accumulate could cause some issues on the roads with some slick spots. Again, coming into West Georgia around 4 o'clock in the morning, approaching Metro Atlanta 5 to 8 o'clock in the morning with that snow, and then the mix on the south side. Any untreated roads could become snow covered and or slick. Now let's get to the afternoon hours. Mid-morning to lunchtime and then into the afternoon, the snow is going to start mixing a little bit more with some sleet possible and even some freezing rain possible. Again, depending on if the temperature at the surface is at 32, that could be more of a freezing rain issue as that liquid comes down from the sky. So in the metro area, we're going to start seeing that mixing with the rain more to the south of us, mostly snow up in North Georgia. So any snow-covered roads could turn slick if you get then a layer of ice that starts to develop. In the evening, temperatures are going to be going back below freezing again. The precip starts to taper off, but still there could be a mix there that's going to start winding down and tapering off by midnight. But the roads are going to stay slick, especially those untreated roads. Here's a look at the low temperatures. We're really not getting much of a break here in the cold. I'm thinking Saturday morning will be down to 30. And then back up above freezing, maybe mid-morning to early afternoon. And for a few hours, we'll be above average or above freezing in the afternoons. But look at the lows Sunday at 21. And then Monday and Tuesday, lows still in the 20s. Once we go through the afternoons, the high temperatures on Friday, maybe up to 35, but that would only be for a brief period if we see any of those above freezing temperatures. Saturday, 37, that helps. 39 Sunday helps a little bit more. And then we're back to the 40s here on Monday as well as on Tuesday. So that really starts to kind of make things a little bit milder, but still that's well below the average for this time of year. We should be seeing temperatures around 54 for highs, and we'll be about 9-10 degrees colder than that into next week. But hey, right now 40s sounds actually pretty good. So here we go with the 7-day outlook, the weather impact alert. Starting off at 28 in the morning, highs near 35. We have the snow moving in first, and then it starts mixing a little bit with some sleet and freezing rain. On Saturday, you can see here lows down to 30 with a high of 37. So we'll have a period of temperatures above freezing. The sun is going to start breaking through later in the day. Sunday partly cloudy, but look at that low of 21 degrees and a high of 39. We're going to see lows really for the rest of the periods holding in those 20s. Afternoon highs that will be in the 40s. So still well below average, getting toward really the work week there, and temperatures are really going to be chilly. I want to leave you again with another look at radar as we're watching all of that moisture that is pushing in, not over us right now, but it is out to the west of us. We're dry now, but we have a little bit of that cloud cover that's starting to move in. There you see that leading edge now through Mississippi going into Alabama. In fact, I want to get in a little bit closer to that there in Alabama. And a nice little snow burst there just to the west of Birmingham. So this is what we're watching move our way. And that dividing line with that rain is down south of Birmingham. That snow line is pretty much going to go along to Birmingham, and that'll pretty much be the story once that gets into Atlanta too, with that snow from Atlanta northward and the mix to the south, and then that mix starting to move northward during the day as those temperatures start to warm just a little bit. So this is an unfolding situation. Chesley and our morning team will be here, and Nicole will be with him. Early in the morning, we're starting at 4 o'clock rather than 4:30 to track this moving in. We'll have reporters all over and also our weather vehicle out tracking this coming in from West Georgia. So be sure to tune in at 4 a.m. for 11 Alive News in the morning.